Welcome to Not Milk Never Milk. Subscribe if you're lactose intolerant.
You start by confirming virtualization is active in Windows so you know why Hyper-V persists. Open system information and look for virtualization entries. Once done, save all work and perform a full shutdown rather than restart, because many systems bypass BIOS entry with fast startup. Next, prepare to press the BIOS key. It's often F2, F10, delete, or ESC, right when the manufacturer logo appears. Make sure peripherals and USB keyboards are connected. Without them, you might miss the keystroke and have to reboot again. Once inside BIOS or UEFI, navigate to Advanced, Security, or CPU configuration. Menus differ by vendor, so scan logically. You are looking for Intel VTX, AMD SVM, virtualization technology, or a specific Hyper-V or virtualization support option. Disabling the wrong setting can break nested virtualization, so read labels carefully. When you find it, set it to disabled, and then use the BIOS option to save and exit. Many systems use F10 to save. This commits the change. After saving BIOS changes, boot Windows and confirm Hyper-V is off using system information or by running bcdedit/enum to check Hypervisor launch type. If Hyper-V still appears, disable the Windows feature Hyper-V via turn Windows features on or off and run. bcdedit/set Hypervisor launch type off, then reboot. If problems persist, update BIOS firmware or reset CMOS to clear conflicting settings, and make sure manufacturer utilities or enterprise policies aren't re-enabling virtualization. One key tip: double-check for virtualization options in both BIOS and vendor control software.
Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, leave a like and consider subscribing. See you next time.